So let's start off first with racing. We've got some good news and we got bad. First of all, we've won 5 of 7 races, which is just a phenomenal run. That just doesn't happen up here very, very often. And in the last 2 races, we have swept the weekend. In other words, we won the nationwide race, and we turn around and come back and won the cup race. It's been a great 7 weeks for us. We swept Dover, we turned around and the week before that swept Darlington, and so we're on kind of a roll. So in pro sports, you figure, hey, everything's peachy keen, queen for everybody. Then we turn around and go to the All-Star race here in Charlotte. And at the very end of the race, think about this, you're over there as a car owner, and here's $1 million on the line. We were racing for $1 million. I'm looking out there and I go, our cars are 1, 2, and 4. Now surely we're going to win this race with 7 laps to go. And can you believe that on the restart, we wind up with Denny and Kyle kind of getting together. They really didn't hit each other, but wind up wrecking the 18 car, and the 11 car winds up finishing 4th. Joey Logano, who was sitting 4th, winds up 3rd. And so it was just kind of a wild finish to the race. Well, because of some of those things that happened, there obviously was some real tension between Denny and Kyle. So what happened? And here's the behind the scenes for all of you that love racing. Basically, Kyle came right to stop in back of Denny's hauler, got out and went up in the front of the hauler. I followed him in. And basically, we sat there and watched the end of the race. And then we got word to Denny to come over to his hauler, because sometimes they just go straight to the motorhome, because we needed to talk this over. Anytime he got tension right after the race, I kind of like to go ahead and meet then and talk it over. So really what happened was this. It was JD and myself, the 2 owners, Denny and Kyle. And we sat down, and really, in this particular situation, there were 2 sides to this issue. Denny thought he was up front. He's going for the win. It's a different kind of race. There's no points involved. It's all or nothing, $1 million. And he was kind of treating it as an all-out race. He said he was in first place. He was doing everything he could to try and keep Kyle from passing him. Kyle, on the other hand, is behind, felt like he had a faster car. He came off the corner, was hoping that Denny would leave him a lane. Bottom line is, Denny slid up, and he said because his car wasn't handling that very well, and Kyle gets into the wall. So really, you kind of go through that whole situation, talk it over. Then we took and put the video up there, watched it on video, talked our way through it, and basically, here's what it comes down to. These 2 guys are teammates. Up here, you don't win without good teammates. You're not going to win with 1 car. So we had that discussion. They're both very smart. They understood there was 2 sides to it. We talked it over, and with JD and I sitting there, we kind of felt like when that meeting was over with that we would get ready to race the 600. We're ready to go forward, and we put all that behind us. Having said that, the good news is, in order for us to be up there, we have to have real good cars and 2 real good drivers. Hopefully Joey's going to be up there too. This could happen again. And in those situations, you really need to handle it between teammates and handle it like teammates. Obviously, our nationwide program is going great right now. Our motocross is kicking off the outdoor series at our very first race in California. Josh Grant was 2nd in the first moto. He was 10th in the second one, wound up 5th overall. So we're crisscrossing the country with all of our racing. So that's a little bit of an update on racing. Now, something else exciting happened at the racetrack. We were having Taylor's Festival, which I'd talked to you at different times and kind of mentioned to everybody out there on our last update. We were having that, was going to be Sunday after the All-Star race. Well, as a part of that program, the racetrack had asked me and Taylor to give the prayer before the All-Star race. Well, here you are with 5-year-old Taylor, who we were celebrating his crossing the finish line with his treatment. He was coming out of leukemia treatment for the last 3 years. And they kind of, as a part of that celebration, said, would you do the prayer for the All-Star race? Well, I kind of knew Taylor and I were going to kind of team up on the prayer. We kind of all talked in advance, and they said, look, we don't want to coach him up much on this, because if you start coaching up a 5-year-old, he's going to get tense. And so we said, Taylor, can you pray in front of the crowd? And he said, yes, I can. And so we said, okay, let's just kind of leave it up to Taylor. And I figured I would be there in case he panicked. We get up on the stage. A lot of you probably saw it. It's been on YouTube. We're going to let you look at it also on GamePlanForLife.com. But also, I kind of wanted to describe to you what happened when we got on the stage. I'm going to hold the mic. I introduced Taylor, put the mic down. I figure he's going to talk with me holding the mic. He immediately reaches over, grabs the mic, and jerks it out of my hand. I went, oh my gosh. And then there was a pause. So I figure he's probably panicked, you know what I mean? And so it went for about 5, 6 seconds. And then he said, okay, and he starts the prayer. Now, I didn't know this, but later on he told his mother, he said, the reason why I waited, I was waiting for the crowd to get quiet. Then he starts off on this prayer. And I had so many people talk to me about it. It was really emotional for all of us that listened to him. And he just went on and on and on, talked about the race, praying for everybody. And I thought it was just a great experience. And so many people got swept up in it. It was kind of emotional.